appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour with me, Sabina Izoku. A former Lagos Accountant General, Akiwumi Abonde, has emerged candidate of the All Progressive Congress for the 2015 general elections in the state. 6,200 party delegates participated in the primary election that was contested by 12 aspirants. Abiola Oluwale's report is presented from our studio.
The primaries had begun on Thursday morning at Onikon Stadium with high hopes from the 13 aspirants jostling to fly the party's ticket in the 2015 governorship election. Voting commenced at 1 p.m. on Thursday after the accreditation of party delegates from the 20 constitutionally recognized local governments in the state. After several hours of voting, sorting began at 10 o'clock Thursday evening. 12 of the aspirants had left the venue even before the completion of election by delegates. After the counting of the votes of each aspirant, the chairman of State Primary Committee, Peter Obada, declared Akiwumi Ambode winner of the primaries at 8:30 Friday morning with a total vote cast of 3,735 to beat his closest rival, Obafemi Hamzat, who scored 1,102 votes.
Akiwumi Ambode had 30,735 votes. So I therefore certify that Mr. Akiwumi Ambode, having scored the highest number of votes cast, is hereby declared winner.
The announcement was greeted with jubilation from party faithful. In his acceptance speech, Ambode asks for the support of fellow contestants to join hands with him to win the governorship election come 2015.
The responsibility belongs to all of us. Let us put aside the disappointment of yesterday and embrace the opportunity of today. Not forgetting that the future begins today. We must never forget that the future of Lagos is bigger than the summation of our ambition.
According to political watchers, the victory of the alleged anointed candidate of the national leader of All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, may cause ripples in the Lagos chapter of the party.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
And away from that, in Kaduna State, the All Progressive Congress governorship primaries ended Friday morning with former FCT Minister Nasir El-Rufai emerging winner with 1,965 votes out of 3,546 delegates. He defeated his closest opponent, Isa Ashiru, with a slim margin of 586. Ashiru, who is a member of the House of Representatives, pulled 1,379 votes. Other aspirants had the following votes: Haruna Said, 127, Samshuddin Ango Abdullahi, 25, and Lukman Salihu with 22 votes. The winner of the primary was declared at about 7 a.m. on Friday morning after the sorting and counting of votes. But while the delegates were casting their votes in Kaduna State, a truck crashed into the crowd gathered at the trade fair venue of the All Progressive Congress primaries, killing at least one person and injuring several others. The cement-laden trailer, which belongs to Dangote Group of Companies, also destroyed at least 8 cars and more than 10 motorcycles. The lone casualty was a police inspector, while at least one journalist was among the injured persons. The policeman, whose name some of his colleagues confirmed as Obed Ezra, was among those drafted to maintain law and order at the governorship primary. The truck driver was nowhere to be found, as he was said to have abandoned the vehicle and took to his heels for fear of being attacked. And in Nasarawa State, the Governor Tanko Al-Makura on Thursday picked the governorship ticket of the All Progressive Congress after defeating 2 other aspirants. He scored 1,630 votes from 2,543 delegates that voted at the governorship primary. His opponent, Ruben Aldu and James Agbazo, scored 17 and 73 votes respectively, while 5 votes were invalid. Before delegates' votes, all 3 aspirants had the opportunity to sell their candidacy at the Lafayette Stadium venue of the event.
We have started well. You gave us your support in 2011, and now I have to come back to seek for your support again for a second time to contest for the governorship seat come 2015.
They say APC is Boko Haram party, but that is their own perception. If you give me your mandate, I will do much more than the incumbent government.
We're talking about the roads, and if you analyze the situation that the roads exist, you understand that the roads don't have any problem with ethnicity or religion in terms of settlements. Whoever can apply it to the road uses it accordingly.
And what may have gone down in some quarters as politics of consensus, Governor Ibikunle Amosu of Ogun State Thursday emerged the governorship candidate of the IPC in the state ahead of 2015 elections. Olajumoke Olatunji reports that notwithstanding the huge turnout of delegates for the primary, the pendulum had long swings in the direction of Amosu. The report.
As a prelude to the much anticipated 2015 general elections, the governorship primaries of the All Progressives Congress held in major parts of the country, and Ogun State was not an exception. The exercise attracted heavy presence of security personnel and large turnout of party delegates. Accreditations of delegates from all the 20 local council areas in the state were carried out in quick succession as voting took place under a peaceful atmosphere devoid of any rancor.
After we are going to have local government.
In what appears a note of confidence ahead of the 2015 general elections, Speaker of the State House of Assembly Suraj Adekunbi says the All Progressives Congress remains the party to beat in the state.
We have come to do what is expected of us as a party. Thank God we are having one aspirant in the person of Mr. Governor. And people have come. All the delegates are here to cast their vote as is expected of us. But I don't see them as an issue. Because in Ogun State today, we have just 2 parties, APC and others. So we are fully entrenched.
Amosu, who was the only statutory delegate, was also not left out of the voting process. As the only aspirant, the incumbent governor won with 3,554 votes to merge the APC governorship candidates.
Total expected delegates, 3,681. Aggregated delegates, 3,573. So total vote cast 3,570. Valid vote or adult vote 16. Therefore, the only candidate, that is Senator Ibikule Amosum, has scored 3,554 votes.
The obviously elated governor expressed happiness at the outcome of the primary.
It is not that I know everything, no. It is not that they should just have said that, yes, this is our sole candidate, but they decided to do that. They said we are doing well. Yes, we are, but we cannot do well without their support. So I'm thanking them through the chairman to all the members of the party.
And for Amosu, the stage is set for a return to the office for the second term. He, however, has one more hurdle to cross in 2015 before the realization of this lofty dream. Olajumoke Olatunji, CoreTV News, Abeokuta.
As parties hold primaries to elect candidates for the 2015 elections, the National Conscious Party has also joined the train, with primaries for all the elective posts held across the nation, except for the presidential candidates, which will be held later. Oluwase Adegoke was there and filed in this report.
Speaking before the primaries, the Lagos National Conscience Party chairman, Fatai Ibuowo, urged all aspirants to embrace the spirit of sportsmanship.
No victor, no vanquish. We are bound to lose someday and win someday. Let us embrace ourselves, both the winners and the losers. We are all the same parent that is made up of the National Conscience Party.
The party chairman, however, reacted to the rumored endorsement of President Goodluck Jonathan and Jimmy Agbaje as presidential and governorship candidates in Lagos by his party this week.
NCP did not and will never endorse aforementioned leaders. At national, state level, whosoever paraded himself as the leader of the party will be brought to book.
All other aspirants for different elective posts were unanimously voted for by the delegates, as most emerged by consensus. However, the race to be the governorship candidate of the party in Lagos was between two aspirants, Ayodele Akele, who was absent, and Kehinde Adeoye, with Ayodele Akele emerging winner and governorship candidate of the party with 39 votes against Kehinde Adeoye's 9 votes.
If the party now decide that there should be proxy or somebody should be voted for in absentia, well, that's left for the party. But as far as I'm concerned, you should be physically present for you to contest an election. That is what the electoral rule says.
The party also urged all Nigerians to vote according to their consciences in the 2015 general elections. Oluwase Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
When we return, the alleged mastermind of the April 14 Yan bomb blast, Aminu Ugochi, wants the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja to order his release from detention. To stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on our social media platform on facebook.com/CoreTV News and on Twitter @CoreTV News NG, on our YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV _ and the news. The alleged mastermind of the April 14th Yan bomb blast, Aminu Ugochi, wants the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja to order his release from detention. This, according to him, is because he is being illegally detained by the Department of State Service since the court has struck out the charge on which he was arrested and detained. He also wants the court to compel the DSS to pay him 100 million naira in compensation for unlawful arrest and detention without trial. This is the thrust of an application filed by the suspected Yanyan bomber through his counsel, Ahmed Raji, on the enforcement of his fundamental human rights. And away from that, the former vice president and presidential aspirant on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, Atiku Abubakar, has declared that he has fully reconciled with his former boss, former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The former vice president also identified waste, poor management and failure to diversify the economy by the current administration as the reason for the diverse economic impact of the falling oil price. Atiku insisted at an interactive session with the Catholic Bishop of Nigeria Conference CBNC in Abuja that there is no animosity left in the relationship with Obasanjo. He made the declaration in reaction to the annexation expressed by the Most Reverend Anthony Obina, Archbishop of Owerri, and his counterparts from Calabar. The Most Reverend Joseph Ekunwem on the face-off between these two men when they were in power as president and vice president. Responding to concerns of the clergyman on the Boko Haram insurgency, the IPC presidential aspirant told the bishops that it is the duty of the political and military leadership to crush insurgency whenever and wherever it rears its ugly head. Atiku reminded the bishops that when the Obasanjo administration crushed an insurgent group, known then as Nigerian Taliban, in the northeast within 3 weeks, the IP's presidential aspirant revealed that Obasanjo administration, in which he was the deputy, moved so fast to uproot the insurgents that many Nigerians till today do not even remember there was an insurgency. On the state of the economy, the leading APC presidential aspirant said the present austerity measure would not be necessary if the country had managed its resources well. And away from that, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, is calling for the sack of Education Minister Ibrahim Shekarau for allegedly interfering in its September 18 elections. The student who blocked off the entrance of the Ministry of the Federal Secretariat Abuja also accused the minister of denying recognition to the newly elected executive of the National Student Body. Basi Aye reports.
These are the group of students that led siege on the Ministry of Education for a couple of hours to drive home their demand. They came chanting solidarity songs and carrying placards and sealed off the ministry for several hours.
Nigeria must unite. Nigeria must unite. Nigeria must unite.
Students led by the newly elected NANS president are demanding the removal of the education minister.
Since our inception, we have written several of letters on courtesy visit, several of letters as a reminder to the honorable minister to play the role of a father, to play a role of a supervising ministry to the Nigerian students, but he has always shut his door against us.
They also frowned at the activities of one Ali Wali, whom they claim has the backing of the minister.
The minister has single-handedly imposed or impersonates with a comrade called Ali Wali, who never contested in the last election that took place in Asaba, 11th to 15th September 2014. The minister still went ahead to instruct the boy to go on the media. Like you can see, I have a paper here that is reading 18th September. The boy is claiming himself to be the Secretary General of NANS under my able leadership, Tijani Usman, as the president.
No one from the Education Ministry came out to find out the students' grievances. And after several hours of sealing off that section of the Federal Secretariat, they were forced to disperse. But the students, however, vowed to return soon to again picket the ministry. Basi Aye, CoreTV News, Abuja.
And away from that, the troublesome traffic gridlock, which was once a constant feature on the ever-busy Apapa-Oshodi Expressway in Lagos, has returned in full force. Though never once free of traffic snare, the activities of tanker drivers had moved the Lagos state government into easing of tough action, which for a while restored sanity to the highway. The new development is leaving road users frustrated daily as they ply the highway, which is a major route to the nation's leading seaport. Franco Malape has the details.
Recall recently that the Western Navy Command of the Nigerian Navy launched an operation to move these tanker drivers away from the road, but the relief it brought was cut short in 3 weeks, and this time the traffic gridlock is back, worse than it was.
From Kirikiri, from that about up to Coconut Bridge, the hold up, tanker people block everywhere. No space, no motor is going on, no motor is going front, no motor is going back. Since morning, 9 days up to now. Around 8 o'clock, yes, around 8 a.m. Up to now, I'm still there at waiting the sunrise.
The tanker say maybe they park one side, maybe they give trailers one side, so that this line can be moved. See front and after Coconut, front is free.
Some of the tanker drivers who refused to speak on the camera for fear of being singled out blamed the federal and the Lagos state government's inability to find a lasting solution to the traffic situation. This commuter gave this narrative of his experience of traffic on the road. He says it is high time the government do something about the tank farms in the area, which is also a major concern to many.
The tank farms should be relocated because most of the tank farm is affecting the road. This should be a federal road, and most of the trucks have really occupied the whole road, and most of the commuters are having serious headache on the issue of passing by.
The traffic situation here appears helpless as one-way drive rules are broken with reckless abandon. Commercial motorcyclists, popularly called Okada riders, which have been banned from major Lagos roads, have become the saving grace as commuters now turn to them as an alternative means to keep appointments. This Okada rider says he smiles home daily with over 4,000 naira with helpless situation of others.
Police know they disturb, traffic know they disturb for that place. Now, fashion I don't live for Okada.
Okay. But you make money because of this?
If they make money, well. If they find money, they work well. If they work well.
Like how much do they make per day?
They work 4,000, 5,000.
With over billions of naira expended so far on the expansion of the road by the federal government, the traffic situation on the Apapa-Oshodi Expressway remains a recurring sad tale. Frank Omalape, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Uhuru Kenyatta seems to be excited over the dropping of charges. Find out more after the break.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back to the news. Now, outside Nigerian prosecutors at the International Criminal Court (ICC) in The Hague have withdrawn charges of crime against humanity against Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta. He had been indicted in connection with post-election ethics violence in 2007 to 2008, in which 1,200 people died. Kenyatta, who had denied the charges, said he felt vindicated. The prosecutor's office said Kenya's government had refused to hand over evidence vital to the case. Kenyatta said on Twitter he was excited at the dropping of charges. Kenyan Foreign Minister Amina Mohammed said her government would try to have 2 other similar cases thrown out, including one involving Deputy President William Ruto. And that's it on the news on the hour. Do join us at the top of the hour for more updates. I am Sabina Izuku, and thank you very much indeed for watching.